Hey, how's it, guys? I'm sitting here wondering to myself. I just watched this video of this a lady. She has got a horse. So I don't know what happened prior they started shooting the video. But the horse ran away. So on its own, I mean, she was off it on its own. So luckily there was a motorbike guy who saw it and he's like, no, let's chase it. So she on the motorbike chased it for like a good 2 to 35 minutes and caught it somewhere later on.
Wilt u daar terugstappen? Hoop ik. Koeiertjes.
Hoi, ho, 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 ho. Hij blijft gaan, joh.
Wat zeg je?
Hij blijft gaan. Oh, maar jongen. Oh, man. Even afremmen. Oh, man. Rust.
Ho, ho,
Heb je
Waltertje.
met de teugels pakken of niet? Kom maar. Kom maar. Rust. Hey. Het is goed.
Ontzettend bedankt. Ik heb er geen kus gegeven.
Graag gedaan.
Oh,
Ik zag je rennen. Ik snap dat paniek is.
ja, super.
Sterkte.
And the horse doesn't look like the breed of chopper horses we have here in this country. It's a unique chopper horse. So now there's a part where that guy says, oh. Trying to tell the horse to say, Oka, like in Chivenda say Oka, like Iman, wait a minute type of thing. So it got me thinking, don't we have certain generic words that we use and we're not aware that everybody uses them in the whole world? Because if you're going to try to prove that humankind is the same from the beginning.
In the beginning, it's beginning. In the beginning. It's big. Okay. In the beginning. In.
Because if you're going to try to prove that humankind is the same from the beginning, there's words like ma, me, mom, whatever. Whether it's in Chivenda or it's in English or in Afrikaans, or but ma is ma, mandima, whatever, ma. And then the pa, whatever. All over the world, I mean, all 7.6 billion people use these words. So now, the new word, like the one of saying, like wait, like who. Even if you go try this out at any complex, let's say by the security guards, and then you just pass without signing in, I'm sure they're going to say, hey, anywhere you go in the world, wherever you are. So I think I'm going to add that word as part of generics of the world. And amongst other words, maybe you can help me. Because I know in Africa, there's a common word as well, especially for mid-Africa going down south. Not even one common word. There's multiple common words. The language of Chiswahili actually has Chiswahili has a lot of those common words. Words like nama, inyama. Everyone in the country calls nama, like meat. Now it just becomes different when we go to the English part of it. But hoka, like iman, that's an international word to say, wait a minute.
Oi, 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 ho, 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 ho.
Because with Kiswahili, there is, well, you know, when you listen to this thing, there's a bit of every language in the country. If you are Zulu, or if you are Ndebele, or if you are Xhosa, or even if you are Venda or Sotho or whatever, there's always gonna, if they're speaking, there's gonna be that word that pops up that you'll be like, I know what you're saying, but you wouldn't put your finger on it because you don't know the dialogue, and it might be out of context. For example, between Sotho and Tswana, there's a word ulapa. In the other language, it means being tired. On the other one, I think it means been hungry. You know. So, but you wouldn't know what context they're using when they're using those words. But they have those words. You know. There was a time when I was working in the language usually dominates in Mid Africa. Mostly, I was in Nairobi, a country called Kenya, in a town called Nairobi. We were working there some couple of years ago. So I'm sitting with these people. I was sitting with them for like, let's say, like almost a bunch of hours, like almost six hours. From the morning, and I've been listening to these people speak, and you know, there's a trajectory on a conversation. You can tell, are they joking? Are they serious? And in between me, I'll come in and try to sneak in my things. But I'll sit and I'll listen. I remember we're working, and listen. Eventually, after lunch, they started speaking, and I laughed at a joke that were hoing in Kiswahili. Then they looked at me like they were laughing. They were like, they cracked a joke and they were like, ah, and then I was like, ah, and they were like, hey, what are you laughing at? I'm like, the joke you just said now, I understood it. Like, no, aren't you from South Africa? I'm like, yeah, I'm from South Africa, but wait, I'm from Vanda. I understood what you just said now. They're like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, thank God you're not even talking about me the whole day, because I was going to pick it up so easily. Then the next day when I walked in, they were like, oh, yeah, here's that guy who understands this language, and it's the first time he comes. It was my first time in that building, you know. So I'm trying to use this as an example to prove to you that Kiswahili, what's the word, encompasses. Hey, this is the part where Craig comes now with terminology. Is it encompasses? It accommodates, or it features almost all southern hemisphere of African languages, if I can put it like that. I don't have the right term, but can I say SADC? I don't know if you want to call it that. But that's when I realized this. And then another one that happened probably a day after the one of these chicks I was working with. Now, I don't know, I used to lose track of time because, I don't know, it was just a foreign thing for me. The culture there is different. So sometimes I'll be late for things and I'll lose track of lunchtime. Their lunchtime is different. For me, I'm just a guy who just goes, I do my own shit. So I was late for lunch. And now the cafeteria is empty. The food is finished. Now, I'm like, shit, what can I eat? So I'm going to eat whatever that is left there. I mean, I'm not going to go wherever and look for new food. I'm going to be in the office park and eat with it, as long as there's food in the cafeteria. So now there's a chef. He's there. I'm going like, hey, my Mansoor, man, I think I was a bit off sync with time. So please, can you hook me up with some food? It's like, and then he didn't respond because he knew what I was saying, right, in English. Then he went. He opened pots, like, you know, those, the ones that you use like for catering, the ones where you open this, yeah, you know, those pots that we use, the cafeteria pots, you know, I'm sure you know that. Then I'm like, let's see what's in there. Do you know what that guy said? It's not funny. He said, "Hakuna kitu, hakuna kitu." And me being me, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's try the other one. I pretended as if I knew the language, but I knew what he was saying because I'm Venda. Hakuna kitu in Venda is ahuna chitu. Apa in the part that I was looking for. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you were to try out to speak Kiswahili, if you're a Venda, you'll probably learn it so fast like the way you learn Shona, because we have got a good of 30% in Shona there. So in Kiswahili, I think I'm comfortable with a good 20%, 25%, almost equivalent to Shona possession of words that Bavenda people have. And then the reason why Bavenda people speak a lot of languages so fluently is because we possess most of the words. It's the truth. It's the truth. That's why you will have a guy here in Joburg who is from Venda, but he doesn't actually speak Venda until you realize, oh, what about Venda? And then you usually most of the Venda guys who came to Joburg prior have got this thing of saying, yeah, we're gonna be like Zulu, so we're gonna speak Chizulu, like, hey, we're gonna Sizoba. Eh? What is Sizoba? We'll show them what is Sizoba. Sizoba. Yeah, but you know what I mean. We'll show them. We're Zulu here. You know. And well, there's that culture here, which I've picked up most of the time in the area of the taxi ranks, and actually in hostels and townships. There's that thing of, yeah. Even when they come to Venda, they'll be like, yeah. Even their Chivenda is not as clean as ours. They've got like a dialect of Chivenda, which they created. For example, let me use a simple example that everybody can resonate with. Soweto, there's a place called Chiawero. The Chivenda of Chiawero is not Chivenda from Venda. There's a whole lot of dialects, and simply because it's just a mixed society of different cultural groups. Let's use our president, for example. That guy can speak almost every language. I think every language. Every language, actually. How many do we have in the country? We have 9, right? No, so I'm lying. We have 11. 9 is the provinces, but within those provinces there will be like 2 in 1, which is an extra, and some cross over other provinces. Yeah, I think we've got 11 official languages. The last time I checked, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And the one that we have been fighting for to be added in that number was Tsotsital. Our president actually speaks Tsotsital, by the way, which you guys have got no clue about. You know, I will show you the video. Let me answer this phone call. I'll be back shortly after this ad break. Little do I wish this podcast had a sponsor. I'm just here talking, you're wasting my energy on you guys. I'll come back.
So one swara one nganda kalitsoho utsamalin. So beki jiga beki ya montlung ya gaga. So a re kena da a le ke le thulenda exe a le thulenda. So I beg. Yeah, no, who grand, get a grand. Yeah, Mufayon. Yeah, Mugai. Grand.
Did I just pull an Hasta la Vista baby on you there? Yeah, so basically, that's how I'm trying to prove a point of common words. And there's no thesis of common words and languages. So if you're watching this and you're hopeful about language, you should go for it. If you believe in social cohesion, because this is one of the things that we can use as a social cohesion moment. We share words. It just shows you that we are one. Sure. Thank you for watching NippyCast. This is like the mobile version. I was not even prepared for this. I just had an epiphany. Hey, that word. Shit. What is an epiphany? Now let's call Craig to tell us what an epiphany is. If we don't find him, otherwise sharp. See you in the next episode. Hola. Garar.
Thank you.